What's going on? It's your boy Tay coming in with another deck profile for Dark Magician. Quick shout out. I just want to say shout out to everyone that supported me in the recent regionals. I ended up going 6-3 again with this deck profile. Starting to figure out my issue with Dark Magician. And we're trying to get this tidied up for YCS so I don't have to be inconsistent. Also, 2 weeks ago, this deck went second place, 4-1 in my locals, going against two Snake Eye, pure Snake Eyes deck, one Snake Eye Fire deck, one Snake Eyes Monconco deck, and then the last one, the one that got first place was Ubel. So pay attention to these Ubel decks, by the way, and learn them because they're really hard. I'm also going to give tips and tricks on this deck, new things I learned on how to improve and how to adjust to bad hands. So stay tuned. Let's get it. Oh, FYI, I have a huge Dark Magician rarity coming in the mail soon. And I already have my Dark Magician Girl high rarities. So I'm a flex for the YCS, just to let you know. We're going to start off with not just one, but two Dark Magicians. I think this ratio is perfect. I don't think this is a bad ratio in any way, shape, or form. You could argue that this Dark Magician card art is the best one, but no, I'm not gonna waste your time. Dark Magician Girl, one copy. Run one, don't be stupid. This deck is super bricky. Not super bricky, but it runs a lot of bricks. On to the flex card. I think she's a great addition to this deck. She's permanently staying. Unless we just find another card like Tamias, which by the way is a pure Red Eyes Fusion turbo deck. I'm not going to run Tamias in this deck. I'm stuck in my ways. But if I were to, I would take her out and replace her with Tamias. Welcome to the family, Illusion of Chaos. If you guys know in my other videos, I've been talking about me getting my hands on this. I finally have my hands on 3 copies, but I'm going to use 2 in this deck. Ratio-wise, obviously. I find this 2 being the best ratio and not 3, only because I'm not running preparation at 3, but I'm running a 2-2 split. I'm seeing this card a lot, and I only have it at 2, so shout out to Illusion of Chaos. It helped me a lot, bro. I even summoned this. I'll get to it later, but this is such a good card. Like, when you summon it, it's broken, in my opinion. Last ritual card, welcome back. I've seen this card get played more than Ash. This card was used more than Ash at the regionals. This card is broken. If you can use it, use it. If you can search for it, search for it. That's all I gotta say. Really good card. All right, on to the sorry starters of Dark Magician. 3 rods. At this point, rod is like the 3rd card or 4th card I activate. It's never the 1st card I activate unless my hand is dog water because I'm trying to bait for the Ash. Great card. Does everything you want. And the hidden effect, they don't even know about it. They don't even read the freaking card. They just know it likes to search and you can Ash it. 3 Magician Souls. I'm using Magician Souls a lot more than I'm using Rod. Like, I think at the regionals, I use Magician Souls like 90% of the time. And quite frankly, I'll tell you something real quick. That's all you need, 3 of these. I only summoned Dragoon twice in that entire regional. Dragoon was quite frankly a crunch card. So if you can get used to not playing Dragoon and Dark Magician, kudos to you, bro. It's big. Going on to the side of the deck. Not the side of it, but you know, the mix of the deck. We have 2 Ecclesia the Virtuous. Let's see if I turn my light on real quick. Thank you. I think she's broken. Especially after you get them doing your links or you fusion summon and you have an extender. She's a great extender. She searches for a non-target, negate anything on the board that's a monster, via monster. Yeah, runner. And she's a searcher. So, I don't know. Great card. I'm looking for my 3rd ulti. I'm going to get it probably before the regionals. YCS, excuse me. Sorry. 2 Fleur-de-Lis. I ran her at 1 at some point, and then I doubled back and said, her at 2 is just so good. Why not run her at 2? Like, because you're going to start out with Nadir Servant, search for Ecclesia effect, search for Dogmatic Punishment, and Nadir, Nadir Servant's going to dump out Teteniclad. So Teteniclad in phase is going to search for your Fleur-de-Lis. So you don't really have to try to fight to try to get your Fleur when you're going to get it in phase, and that's if they don't have a Juris Worm. And you're going to have so many graveyard effects that the only card you're probably going to target is the Tentaclad, not knowing that you have other graveyard effects that are useful for Dark Magician. So keep that in mind. I'm trying to speak fast and get through this. 2 Fallen Albaz. Since you're running branded, you don't need 3. Stop running 3. I'm tired of niggas running 3. Sorry for my language. You guys gotta stop running this card. It's like, you gotta stop running at 3. The goal of this deck is Dark Magician, this package. This package right here is only a package of 5 in the deck. I barely see Branded Fusion. This deck is so powerful in its link in a link standard. Dark Magician is so powerful in the link standard. trying to fusion out the deck of its true strength. I think the true strength of Dark Magician is starting to lie more into links, and I'll get into that later. You'll see why. Off rip, we're back to 3 Branded Fusions. Let me get back to this Nadir. Let me put this Nadir servant back. But 3 Branded Fusions. I was running 2 at the regionals in Indy, which like a month and a half ago, and I regret it. I think I went 6-3 again. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I went 6-3 again. I keep going 6-3. I'll tell you the reason why, but Branded Fusion is one of the reasons why I'm going 6-3. This is the catalyst. A deck. At least I know when I'm locked on my extra deck, Branded Fusion doesn't lock me into just fucking fusions. And I'm making the deck a lot more fusion oriented, so I don't think that I'm not making the deck fusion oriented, because it's definitely it's becoming ritual fusion oriented, and then links are just there to do his job, because links have been always doing his job in this deck. So rituals have been powerful in this deck. Like, people aren't prepared for this deck at all. Not 1, not 2 Nadir servants, but 3. When Nadir was at 2, I already knew his potential from the jump before I went to 3. I said, this card's broken. You know what's funny? I was at my friend's house after we came home from, once again, another regionals, and he was trying to sell me his fleur-de-lis, his Nadir servants. I said, bro, give him to me. I'll trade you for it, or I can just pay you out. I ended up paying him out, and you get the fruit of your labor. These cards are, this card is so good. Like, it's just good. Run it. It's a free dump / follow-up, and it locks your extra deck and gives you a free +2 if it resolves. 3 droplets. Put souls over there. 3 droplets. I need people to understand something. This card in Dark Magician in this specific archetype is so powerful. You'd be surprised on when you open up a hand of worms or a hand of bricks, and then you see droplet in your hand, and you're just like, oh, I'm fine. Especially if you're going second. Droplet's so powerful. It's probably the most underrated, in my opinion, an underrated card now. It used to be overrated, but I think it's slept on. People aren't really prepared for it besides high-rated duelist. So, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I've been playing the game for 12 years. I'm pretty high-rated. Shout out to DB Grinder. He'll tell you. Soul Servant. Great card. I sometimes side this in at 2 when I'm siding. I don't see the point of running it at 3 going game 3. Is it game 3 or game 2? I can't remember. But best Dark Magician support spell next to Circle. And Circle's broken in this deck, in my opinion. And Dark Magician players like to jerk it off and put it at 2 or 3. Put it out. You'll see my ratio. But there's a reason why I want Circle at 1. This being at 3 accommodates for a Circle gets lost. And that includes other cards like, we're just going to reveal them. We have 1 Circle. Run 1 Circle. And where's the other card? We're just going to move these cards out the way. 1 Secret of Dark Magic. I'm so tempted to put 2. The ritual package in here for Illusion of Chaos being used is so powerful. Dark Magician, summon Dark Magician, Eternal Soul, Circle Effect, Banish. Banish 1 card. Secret Dark Magic. Bring Illusion of Chaos. Illusion of Chaos effect. Bounce it back to the hand. Special summon Dark Magician back from the graveyard again. Or Dragon Knight from the graveyard since he identifies as Dark Magician in graveyard. And if you do that, negate the activation. Illusion of Chaos is broken. Like, people aren't reading that second effect. So, great card for Dark Magician coming back 2 times in 1 turn. If you have Salvation, you're making a whole fucking full board off rip. Circle is just magnificent, especially if you know exactly what you're going to get on top. So, great 2 cards. And the Secret to Dark Magic play that I told you about, it came up 60% in that tournament. So, if it's a pretty high rate, you probably want to run it. Terraforming at 1. Salvation at 1. Is he running it again? Is the Hente stupid? I damn sure is stupid. Secret Village of the Spellcasters. Shout out to all the players that have 5 spells in hand and say go to game 2 or game 3. Brother in Christ, this card is insane. The card specifically says, let me make sure I get a good thing on this, a good reading on this. Turn the flashlight off. I'm gonna have to turn it back on. Oh my god. So it says, if you control a spellcaster, your opponent cannot activate spell cards. If you control the spellcaster monsters, you cannot activate spell cards. I never had a problem with the second effect, but the first effect, it puts these guys in the blender. Like, they don't even know what to do. Like, they'll summon Droll, and... Sorry, I had to sneeze. Bless me. So, when they summon Droll or Effect Mailer, you know what I do? It sounds crazy. This sounds very crazy. In my side deck, there's a card that gets rid of cards that are summoned. Solemn Judgment, basically. And they just look at me and they're just like, GG's. Like, they just don't know what to do. Because you would go to... If you had evenly, you would go straight into battle. You wouldn't even waste time. So, yeah, you could tell someone's bluff. That was no bluff. 2 Preparation of Rites. Damn near 3. I need to get a 3rd one. This card at 3 is just so good. Like, if you can get this at 3 in this deck, for this deck ratio, it's great. 3, I think, is perfect, but I think I'm probably messing with the ratio. It's a 51 card deck, I think. Not 51. A 43 card deck or 42. I'll have to count again, but it's a small profile. Foolish Burial. Call by at 1. I think Foolish Burial is really good in this deck. That's all I'm going to say. There's secrets. There's secrets in this deck. The Ritual, getting a brick out of the deck is great. I think Foolish Burial in general is just a good card. It's not even a waste of a card. And it's Magician's Soul Fodder to draw. 1 Punishment and 1 Eternal Soul. I took Punishment out for a regional back ago. Indy, I said I don't need this card. Bro, I need this card. Especially with the format, I can finally change my extra deck up and actually make the extra deck punishment oriented. So, yeah. That was exactly 12 minutes and 30 seconds on the main deck. On to the extra deck. I love my pendant. Anyways, Link 1. Artemis, my baby girl. Run her. Mandatory. Don't care. If you have problems, talk to me. I'm in the Dark Magician Discord. No other questions. I'm Duck at 1. Honestly, at this point, they banned my boy Lee Karibo. I think this card is great for Dark Magician to get him off the damn board, especially if you're running him in the rotation board lock / board lock, which is what I'm doing with Dragon Knight in this deck. Spoiler alert, he came back in my deck. Dragon Knight's a beast, especially with the new tech. I'll explain later. Run this guy, please, especially if you're running Dragoon builds. He should be in the deck no matter what if you're running Dragoon build. So you're bugging if you're not running this dude. Just saying. Just saying. Magic Life Fusion. Just saying. Link 2. Dark the Gloomy Charmer. Card is still good. Run it. I think dark cards are always going to be around the game for the game forever. Oh, I'm going to get people arguing with me about this IP. Don't worry about my IP. I have a new one coming in. This card right here. These guys aren't prepared for what I have in store. They're not even reading the play. They're not reading the IP play that I'm going to molest them over with. Pause if needed. Great card. That's all I have to say. Great card. You'll see later. Selene. It's my only Link 3. Yes, I took out Nightmare Unicorn. I never used that dude at all. Not a day in my life, I don't IP into him. Never did. Never will. I want maximum linkage when I'm IP affecting. I want everything out of that IP. Selene is a great extender. You can bring back Dark Magician, go into I'm Duck, go into Access Code, and then you already went to Dark Charmer or Selene effect. You have a 3 Access Code popper. Just saying. Speaking of Access Code, here's Access Code right here. Looking good as always. Great card. They can't respond to shit. Go next. Shake my hand. Great card. My baby, welcome to the team. She did everything at these regionals. She does everything, man. The fact that she can negate a card when your opponent activates effect, unless they target this card. Once per turn, when an opponent activates a card or effect that special summons from the graveyard, quick effect, you can negate the activation. She is so broken against Snake Eyes, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Flamberge, um, regular Snake Eyes, freaking Poplar. Not Poplar, but Oak. Like she's just so good, bro. Birch, like she does everything. Shout out to her. You IP effect after you summon Fleur de Lis with Ecclesia on the board after you Nadir Servant. When you go into a Link 2 IP off the Rod and Magician Souls, and then you Link summon one of IP, 2, 3, and then use your opponent's monster as a 4. Broken. That's all I have to say. On to my fusions. This stays. I'll explain. Getting a +4 draw on Dark Magician is low-key decent, especially with this deck. I think it's decent. Don't think it's as powerful as it used to be since we don't have Floodgates anymore, because Floodgates aren't as powerful. We still do, but you know what I mean, Dark Magician users. It's a decent card, but if you wanted to cut it, you can cut it. I wouldn't be mad, but this card has to stay, especially Dark Magician Girl being on the deck. Yeah, that has to stay. Dragon Knight. We're just going to bring the new card in. Dimension Guardian. And real quick, let me grab this real quick. Pardon me. Let's just grab the board. And before I show you, yeah, me and my boy had a conversation about this, and I said, is this the Unbreakable? The only bad thing is the fact that this isn't a spellcaster, but we already have spellcasters in the field, presumably. So this isn't bad. I don't care. Spellcaster on the field. Imagine a spellcaster on the field. This card specifically says activate this card by targeting one face-up attack monster you control. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. If the targeted monster leaves the field, destroy this card instead. So it's basically a free get out of jail free card, Dragoon. And this specifically says every Dark Magician in your monster zone is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. Yeah, broken 4-piece. Yeah, broken. You could arguably get away with this, but this, bro, I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comment section if it's good. Dimension Guardian, if Dimension Guardian is good, I'm gonna put it in my side. I'm gonna keep running tests. I might end up taking it to the YCS, but great card. Speaking of my baby, Big Daddy Dragoon, best extra deck monster, arguably the best extra deck monster in the game, best fusion monster in the deck. And I barely see him now. Like, I barely use him. Unless it's Secret Village on the board, I don't use him, if I'm being honest. Like, I'll use him, but him by himself, unless it's a deck like Flunder, he's not that, like, and branded, arguably. He's so underwhelming sometimes, but he's very fucking strong when he can negate. And Pop. Speaking of big monsters, hey, Mirror Jade, scoot him to the side. I love you, Daddy. Bye. Mirror Jade. Nothing else to say. Free Raigeki. Free Pop. Free follow-up. Next. Lebellion. Albion. 1 of 1. We're not high on fusion in this deck in terms of the extra deck, so we're not going to throw all of our eggs in one basket if I get Ash Blossom or some BS, bro. Like, I'm not going to run 2 Lebellion, 1 Albion like I did before. 2 Albion, 1 Lebellion. We're going to do 1-1. If Branded Fusion don't work, we have the Nadir package, so... Your senders for Nadir Servant is going to be the following, these 3 cards. Anything else, it's just a big beast stick to get their beast stick off the board. Branded Fusion follow-up of Fallen Albaz, or any Fallen Albaz, right? It says Dogmatic Unfallen Albash. You can either special summon it or add it to the hand. Nadir Elder Intis Entity Intis. Great card. That's all I have to say. There's a combo with that of like a chain 4 that I made broken because Dark Magician has so many if effects. You can chain them together and it becomes overwhelming for the opponent because they don't know what to do unless it's a veteran that plays the game, obviously. On to the side deck. Friendly reminder: the side deck is still being worked on, so let's get right into it. We're gonna start with 2 nibs. I am doing the OCG type of side decking, specifically for the monsters. 2 nibs. Let's keep it going. 2 kaijus. Let's keep it going. And that's it for monsters. Now, I want to bring Droll back because it's a spellcaster win, and I think he's super flexible. But we're going to keep running tests. I think Droll is kind of underwhelming in my opinion because it doesn't really do much. In my opinion, it doesn't really do much for what I'm looking for in the deck. But as a card itself in the format, it's pretty solid. I don't think it's broken. I think it's solid. For the back row, hey, we have 2 Cosmics and 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. I'm not going to try to get my thing, keep the card straight. 1 Change of Heart, 1 Dwimmered Path. Dwimmered Path actually came in clutch a lot of times at these regionals. Great card. I'll even read it for you. Target 1 spellcaster effect monster. Focus. Target 1 spellcaster effect monster in your graveyard. Add it to your hand. You only activate 1 Dwimmered Path once per turn. You can only add 1 Dwimmered Path. Yeah. Just double checking. I don't want to butcher it. Change your heart. You know what it does. It came in clutch a lot of times. I got rid of someone's Chaos Angel since they didn't summon it properly. With the you know how you can summon it, and I was able to take it. So great card. 3 Chalices in the side. This is just here until I can get my new side cards like this. This is going in, by the way. We're gonna keep testing it. Chalice is really good, especially if you want a side out droplet for a deck that doesn't need droplet to be in. You could just put this in. It's a good little side tech. 3 Judgments. I think Judgment is a great card. It will forever be a staple. Yeah, I don't think Solemn Strike is ever coming back. It can, but I don't see it coming back anytime soon. And that there, ladies and gentlemen, is my deck profile. I'm going to go ahead and count this deck real quick, actually. I want to see how many cards is in here. Let me skip through. 43 cards in the main deck. Cool. So, here's the cards that I took out of my side deck, if you're wondering. If you're wondering where the best hand trap is, it's right here. I want to put this in, but I think Droplet is so powerful right now for me. I don't see Imperm being a good card. It's a great card for in general, but I don't think it's gonna bite me in the ass. It hasn't bitten me in the ass yet. I think Droplet is too strong. Speaking of front row hate, I don't see this biting me in the ass either. I don't see putting Dark Ruler back in my side biting me in the ass. And it's the high rarity. So if it bites me in the ass, it bites me in the ass. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Don't know why I had this in my side to begin with. DD Crow at 3. I think because I don't have Druid's Worm or I don't have the Bestials. But yeah. Run Bestials if you're not gonna run DD Crow. Don't run DD Crow. Last one, Skill Drain. I don't great rarities, by the way. I don't see the point of running this anymore. Yeah. I just don't see this deck pulling out some strong stuff unless you're doing Dragoon Turbo, obviously, or some other deck build. This deck build doesn't need this. Other than that, let me think, bro. I gotta think how I want to do this. I'll be right back. I'm gonna show some specific hands that I think is gonna help this deck push itself into a more better rogue territory. We're gonna start off with a playtest hand, and let's see where this takes us. I'm really curious to see how this deck is gonna be on camera. Make sure this is high. Sure. So we're going to do 3, like I always do. That's 2, my fault. Fool's Burial, Preparation of Rites, Soul Servant. So far, this is off to a great start, in my opinion. We just need 1 starter. We need a starter. Anyone. Magician Souls, Ride. Take it. This is perfect. Perfect hand. This is a 10 out of 10 almost. You could say an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. If you don't know what this is basically saying, this is Illusion of Chaos. This is a dump for a draw 2 potentially. If you can get this down, and a potential draw 3 if you play Dark Magician Girl, and then mana dump, and then Nadir Servant dump Dark Magician Dragon Knight. You won't be able to summon Dragon Knight, but at least you have a draw 3. This is good. This is such a great hand. Yeah, I'm gonna try to play with one hand because I don't have my my little pod thing to set it up. This is my hand right here, okay? This is my hand. Cool. We're at the preparation of rights. We're gonna go and search in the deck for Illusion of Chaos, specifically Illusion of Chaos. Now you can search for cards like him. I think it's a great card to search for, but in this scenario, I'm trying to make a board. And yeah, I'm trying to make a board. So. And I don't know what I'm going to draw because the deck is RNG. The game is RNG. Grab Illusion of Chaos. We're going to activate Illusion of Chaos immediately, actually, because they don't know your freaking hand. So you can Illusion of Chaos, try to bake the ash. If they don't, they don't ash this. This is even better for you because this gives you an excuse to want to dump mana with Magician Souls. Yeah, the dump. Now, my only gripe with Illusion of Chaos, the fact that you have to put the one thing on top of the deck, put this on top of the deck at this point. You could make the argument of keeping him and trying to go into the Illusion of Chaos combo, but we're going to start with just this combo, okay? We're not going to fool around here. Activate Magician Souls. When people ask me the question, do you activate Magician Souls first or you activate Rod when you're about to combo off? I think when you run mana, you activate Magician Souls 9 times out of 10. Unless you know exactly what deck they're running. There's no point of knowing that they have Chalice in their deck, they have Effect Veiler in their deck, and they have Imperm for you not to want to do Magician Souls drop mana. That makes no freaking sense. So, you would Magician Soul Effect in hand. The dump for cost. Sometimes you have to remind people because people don't read cards. They don't know what cards do. I'm gonna grab mana real quick. They just don't know what cards do. And bro he tried to ash me, and I was just like, sir, you can't do that. I'm sending for cost. Like, you can't. You could ghost bell me, yeah, but like, here, send mana for cost. Especially on Magician Souls. At this point of the game state, ask do you have a response to the summon. Important. Low key, you can argue Foolish Burial. You can argue Foolish Burial, but you want to save it in the back pocket for the draws. Drawing in this deck is important. Normal summon Magician's Rod. Magician's Rod effect. What you do when you want to search this sounds kind of awkward. We're going to go down the draw route instead of the guaranteed. The guaranteed will be your circle or it'll be your salvation. Yeah, it'll be your no, excuse me. Your guaranteed would be yeah. It'll be soul servant or salvation. So I'm gonna search for salvation. So I'm gonna grab salvation. I think it's just a good card. I don't see the point of grabbing circle right now. People probably yelling circle because it's soul servant. You can stack your deck and you could grab salvation. I guess. Let's do that. Sure. Let's do that. We'll do circle. I'm saying I guess because that's actually a better play, actually. If I get to draw one off Magician Souls, it's fine. Like, it doesn't matter. The Soul Servant and Graveyard is what matters, in my opinion. So, we're going to grab circle. And at this point, if you don't... Yeah, let's do this. I'm actually curious. Let's do this. Where's the Foolish Burial? Stick with me here. Foolish Burial effect. If Dark Magician players, some Dark Magician players know exactly what I'm about to do, what I'm trying to do. Foolish Burial. It threw my opponent off. He's like, what is this dude doing? Activate circle. You can either activate circle left side. I prefer left side right here. Some do it in the middle, and some will do it on the right side. Never do it in the imperm columns that imperm your focus. That imperms your links. I think that's a noob move. Know your zones, please. Zone placement is important. Circle effect. And in response to this, if not, I'm going to change Soul Servant. Soul Servant effect stacks a Dark Magician card of any Dark Magician card that has Dark Magician in its text. I like how Brain Infusion is all stick together in the deck. One spot. We put Salvation on the top, obviously. You want a free guarantee. And then and I'm not gonna lie, if you see something good on top of your deck, just go ahead and here, I'll explain it. Circle effect. Look at the top three. Let's see what the top three is. Eternal. This is hilarious. Oh shit! It's just my luck. What's salvation? We'll do salvation. I am so freaking tempted to get rid of Circle to get Secret Village. I am so tempted. It's crazy how tempted I am, actually. We're gonna stack the deck like this, put Secret on top. Damn, bro. You know what? We're gonna do Salvation. I don't think Secret Village is gonna be as powerful as people are making it out to be. Damn it, I'm gonna regret this. Let me think. 2 cards left in hand. 2 dumpables in grave. If I decide to activate that, I draw 2. You know what? I can get the Circle back. I'm not tripping. Salvation, Magician Souls. Send Circle to draw 1. Secret Village. I need Secret Village. I don't think it's not even a conversation. Salvation. Set Eternal Soul on top of my deck. I'm gonna set Eternal Soul bottom right. Okay, bottom right. You do have to reveal Eternal Soul to them, and you where you're gonna place it. You have to reveal that to them. A person tried to tell me you don't have to tell them where you're gonna place it. Of course you don't, but it's indicated that they know where it's gonna be. At this point, take the link route. Don't even manipulate your deck yet because you're waiting for that you're waiting for that play. I'm gonna show you. Go into IP. I'll explain why Rod is gonna be used later. I'll explain. At this point, you Nadir Servant. This could bite me in the ass. We're not gonna go for yeah, we're not going to go for that. We're just going to go regular. We're going to send to Tentaclad. I was thinking about doing Dark Magician in Grave. Try to get a draw 3, but the draw 3 right now, early in the deck hasn't even been fully milled. There's just no point of trying to mill something that you're going to draw another copy of. The chances of that happening is pretty high. Terraforming is a free draw 1 off Magician Souls now. So we're going to grab Ecclesia. The OT, obviously. We're going to special summon her right here. Pay attention to your zones, bro. This is I'm not gonna keep saying it. Effect of Ecclesia effect. Drop my card. She's gonna go ahead and grab Punishment because the invades to the Tentaclad cannot allow me to set cards from my deck, but it allows me to add Punishment, and this is what's in my hand so far. Before I get the draw 2. Bro, I am glazing the draw 2 because I know it's going to be some gas. It always is to me, bro. It always is. And I shuffle my deck pretty damn well. So, off my tip about me not shuffling my deck. We're going to go ahead and, we're going to go into the draw, actually. So, looking through your deck. Always look through your graveyard. Like, almost every interaction, look through your graveyard. I have 4 spells in grave. 5, excuse me. So, Celine next turn ain't gonna be a problem. We're gonna banish Soul Servant to draw 2. They think you're drawing 1. You're definitely drawing 2. Let's look at what we draw. Great. I don't know what else to say, bro. This is like a full combo right here. This is a full combo right there. That's a GG's right there. And that's a GG's. That's a GG's of 2 of. So your hand right now is Brain Infusion, Ecclesia, Dogmatic Punishment, and of course your Secret Village. You're gonna activate Secret Village off the bat. Put your opponent on triple tactic watch, droplet watch. We're gonna punishment set. We're gonna set it right here on the opposite side. I set punishment right here usually. I don't know why I did that. I'm not gonna bait set. I'm not doing that. And then in phase, add Fleur-de-Lis. So to Tentaclad effect, add Fleur. And this is your hand basically. Your follow-up is going to be Rod Engrave. Your follow-up is going to be Mana. If you get target spellcasters get targeted, which happens more than you think. Mana gets a free summon to the field. And also, if I were to fusion summon next turn, which most likely I will or will not, depending if punishment needs to be used. Now also, I want them to play into my trap card. You don't just... Here, let me stop rambling. Forgive me. This is what I need to show you guys. So I'm going to get this set up before anything. I'm going to get this set up. This is broken. Motherfuckers better pay attention. You guys better pay attention. This is a secret I think that needs to be addressed. This 4-lane combo. If you've gotten this far in the video, hit the like button. Subscribe for more content like this. This is broken. So, first thing you do, you Fleur-de-Lis effect. I'm super confident in this, by the way. Fleur-de-Lis, target one, non-target one card, just negated. This is where it gets nasty. You need to pay attention to your graveyard. Everything that's about to happen is going to be, it's going to transmogrify this deck. We're going to, it's a quick effect. So you can bluff, actually. If he tries to bait your IP, you can activate IP. You can do it either way. It doesn't really matter. It does matter. No, it doesn't. It's the reverse of the chain. So you could chain 1 punishment, chain 2 IP. You don't need a chain fucking, yeah. So chain 2 punishment, chain 3 IP. IP effect is going to link away these 2 with her. And then when you're thinking, be like, let me use your monster. Your Celantis, or whatever card they have, or the Raging Phoenix, or whatever Blink monster they have. Just piss them off. Like, piss off. Get the goddess on the board, bro. And then punishment effect, send Entis. Get rid of this card right here. Now, Eternal Soul would have been great if I dumped Dark Magician, and that's a misplay on my end. Dark Magician dumped, so Eternal Soul can bring Dark Magician back. Let's say Dark Magician's on the field. We'll use a token, I guess. Dark Magician, right? On resolution, there's a lot of if effects. So there's an Entis, there's a Rod effect. Which effect do you want more? You want Rod effect. So you're going to chain block. You're going to chain 1 on resolution, and then chain 2 Entis. Chain block Rod. So Entis is going to destroy 1 card since it's an if effect, and Rod effect since it's an if effect, tributes Dark Magician on the board. Get back Rod back in hand, and then this is the hand you're coming in going next. And then when you draw, what's your follow-up hand? Free fodder, I guess. What would have been the other card? Wouldn't have mattered. Literally wouldn't have mattered. The point I'm trying to make is this deck is so good at baiting off your opponent. Now, obviously, you're locked out of your extra deck. We don't care. We don't care. It doesn't matter. In my opinion, it doesn't matter because I can just Rod effect. I'll explain later, but I can just get my Ritual Monster back on the field. I could just get Ritual Monster, Turbo him on the field, or I could just go back into the Ecclesia, search for Fleur-de-Lis, the second copy, and keep this dude locked under Secret Village. Because remember, the Eternal Soul is keeping my spellcaster on the field, so he can't do anything. And if I feel like he still has cards in hand, I'm not going to add Rod back to hand. Keep that in mind. So I'm just showing you the chain 4, the chain 3, and then resolution to chain 2. That's a bigger chain, like a chain 4, but I didn't see that hand. We didn't get that hand. But that's all I have for today. Prisma, Elemental Prisma is coming soon. So I'll tell you more about that tech. It'll be like a 10-minute video, VOD about that. But until then, you guys have a great afternoon. And Team Dark Magician for life. Peace.